In this video, I will talk about some operating systems, their version, and some features. The first was Windows. Windows was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. It was a version that offered few functionalities and that was not a complete operating system, since it was rather a graphical extension of MS-DOS that proposed to leave behind the use of commands. Windows 2 includes windows that couldn't overlap each other for the first time. This version of Windows was the first to contain the Microsoft Word processor and the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet for the first time. Windows 3. It comes with a graphical interface in which new visual elements are being to be appreciated in addition to the successful Windows. Windows 95, the first version that offers a much improved interface and where the backtask and the start menu. Windows NT Server was very well received due to the graphical interface, almost identical to that of Windows 5. It was designed for network management with a special version for companies. Windows 98. It was a version that came with the FAT32 file system and included compatibility with DVD readers and the incorporation of the free USB port. Windows ME is a version that includes 16 and 32-bit hybrid graphic format. Windows XP. In the visual aspect, it is necessary to highlight great improvements in the user interface, with new icons, menus, and options that allow users to deepen and control much more all kinds of system tasks. Windows Vista came with many new features and functions, a redesigned shell, and an interface with major changes focused on improving user security. Windows 7 added multi-touch support, a redesigned Windows shell, a new taskbar, a new networking system performance and speed improvement, and a reduction in resource consumption. Windows 8, a version that adds support for ARM microprocessor and whose interface was modified to make it more suitable for use with touch screens, showing new flat effects for Windows and buttons with a simple color. Windows 10, a version that has a large set of applications, a modern interface with great performance, and also cross-platform that allow to use on computer and mobile device. Windows 11, it changed its visual appearance and improved the performance. It has a new redesigned menu. Dynamic icons are replaced with a separate panel called widgets, and you can create a set of tile icons that can be restored and minimized from the taskbar. The operating system Linux was created by Linus Torvald, a computer science student from Finland. Ubuntu version. This Linux distribution is one of the most widely used today, and this is because it cares about the end user. Open source version. In addition to behaving very stable and robust as a server, it is also very powerful for the desktop version. Debian is one of the oldest and most popular distributions. It served as the basis for the creation of other popular distributions such as Ubuntu and Kurumin. Slackware, many people consider it a difficult distribution to use, aimed at spare users or hackers. Fedora is a distribution with the power of being a stable server, but with the aid of graphical configuration tools, or if you simply want a more robust desktop. CentOS offer broad access to industry standard software, including full compatibility with software packages built specifically for Red Hat Enterprise Linux systems. Linux Mint. It is a desktop distribution with an elegant visual design, pleasant, comfortable to use, and always updated. Mac OS was founded by Steve Jobs. This version had a desktop Windows icon, mouse, menus, and scroll bar. The trash bin worked like a garbage chute. Everything disappeared after restarting the computer. You couldn't work on two applications at the same time, only one. The second version was notable for improvement. Increased the speed of the Finder, making it 20% faster. The return and close commands were removed. More options were added, like create new folders, shut down, and desktop printer. On version 3, the Finder was improved and faster. The folders were real, and you could create folders within folders. The fourth version was introduced as the Macintosh SI and Macintosh 2. Multiple monitor support was added to these systems, supporting 32 MB disk. Multi-Finder was implemented. User could switch between Finder. The seventh version was the big software change for this time. The Finder and Multi-Finder were removed. Networking by Apple Talk and file sharing by Apple Share was added to the operating system as an additional option. QuickTime multimedia software was also worked on this system. Mac OS 8 included another revamp to the Finder that could do more at the same time, giving the option to control multiple applications at the same time with better performance on the processor-based computer. Mac OS 9. The option to have multiple users on one's Mac was added in these versions, allowing users to log in and have their own settings. Mac OS 10. It is based heavily on OpenStep PowerPC port. Today is the operating system on virtually all Macs and was worked on for a decade to get the success it has now. The Jaguar version had a new increase in performance and a new and refined look, including increased support for Microsoft Windows networking. The Panther version. Some of the improvement of this version was the Finder was updated and incorporated a metallic interface and fast search. The Leopard version. Among the features of the new versions that we can find is the time machines that give the possibility of going back in time to a specific version of the contents of a folder. Android operative system was created by Andy Rubin, who started out developing operative system for digital cameras. On the Android One version, the innovation was the Google Play Store, then called the Market, while Apple had a launch to the App Store much earlier. Android 1.5 Cupcake was significant for many reasons, but probably its biggest milestone is being the first operating system with an on-screen keyboard. Android 1.6 was also a pioneer in including what is now considered a staple, the Quick Search Box. This allows users to quickly search the web, local files, or contacts from the home screen. Android 2 Eclair version was the first to use Google Map navigations. The map has changed a lot. Some of its most relevant features appearing then. Android 2.2 Froyo. Froyo aimed more at refining the Android experience, giving users 5 home screen panels instead of 3, as well as a new gallery app. Android 3 Honeycomb. His launch was interesting because it was aimed at tables. Perhaps its biggest innovation was that it removed the need for the physical button. Home, back, and menu buttons were built into the software. Android 4. The operating system brought virtual buttons as well as a wicked and refined interface that made use of blue highlights. Other features such as face unlock, data use analysis, and new apps for email and calendar also arrived in this version. Android 4.1. Its most important change was Google Now, which has quickly accessible from the home screen and brought information such as calendar events, emails, weather report, among others. Android 4.4 KitKat. It was one of the biggest cosmetic changes to the system, modernizing its looks. Google Search command, which allowed the user to access Google Now at any time. It also brought a new phone dealer, full screen apps, and a new Hangout app. Android 5 Lollipop. Google replaced the old Dalvik VM with the Android runtime, for example, which boasted an early build. Essentially, this means that some of the processing power required for applications was supplied before they were opened. Android 6 Marshmallow. This version brought design changes and also under the hood. In particular, the application menu has almost completely changed. Google used a white background instead of black, for example, and add a search bar to help users quickly find the apps they need. Android 7. This version brought an improvement notification system, which changed how notifications look and act within the operating system. Ads ran from screen to screen, and unlike previous Android updates, could be grouped together for easier management. Android 8 Oreo. This version brought a ton of multitasking features. Picture-in-picture and native split screen made their debut in Android, meaning you can still watch your favorite shows on Netflix while browsing the web. Android 9 Pie. Android 9 did away with the 3-button setup that had existed on Android for years, replacing it with a single pill-shaped button and gestures to control things like multitasking. Android 10. This version marked the end of the Android notification buttons, while Android 9 kept the back button. Android 10 now uses gestures instead. Also brought a system-wide dark mode, which makes things a little easy on the eyes and can also save battery life. Android 11. Some features that have caught the attention are the device control hub, which appears to offer a smart home control, effortless meaning compatible device and easily controlling audio and media output via your smartphone or table along the way. And for the end, we can see the polarity of the operating system on the desktop and on the smartphone.